The COVID-19 pandemic has brought massive uncertainty to South African and global businesses. Has the degree of uncertainty and stress that permeates daily life created a scenario in which our employees are at huge risk of burnout? What can we do to change this situation? Employees succeed at remote work, but at a very high price. Many South African employees have worked remotely, mostly from home, since the start of level 5 restrictions for COVID-19. They have had to overcome several obstacles in the process and become adept at multitasking between parenting, homeschooling and childcare, running the home while working from home, short work deadlines, and for many, an intense workload. Once employees return to work, the crisis is far from over. As COVID-19 alert level restrictions lessen and these exhausted employees return to the workplace, the risk of a burnt-out workforce is more real than ever before. While employees are scared of losing their jobs, employers are scared that employees are not doing enough work for them to survive the COVID-19 climate and its impact on the South African and global economies. Once employees return to work, the crisis is far from over. Already exhausted employees are expected to continue meeting harsh deadlines and what may be a challenging and hostile environment where they feel threats to their health and their livelihood, and in which it's all about the survival of the hardest worker. Employees, here's how to ward off burnout. Whether employees are working from home or from the office, here are a few suggestions. Make sure you work a 48-hour maximum working week. Take enough rest breaks and schedule downtime. Life really can't be all about work. Learning to turn off worries requires effort, but certain practical and psychological techniques can help. Avoid working through your lunch break. It's tempting to think you can squeeze in more work by jumping out of bed and immediately logging in, but you shouldn't always work during the time you would have spent commuting to work. Think about how you can use that time for your own well-being and enjoyment. Speak to your manager or boss to find out which health-promoting resources are available to you, and don't be afraid to use them. The SANDF provides support for stress and personal problems through employee assistance programs. They offer direct, confidential contact with experts who can help employees who feel emotional distress relating to family issues, work, addiction, and mental illness. Another option is to schedule an appointment with a social worker, psychologist, or a GP at the unit sick bay to assist with issues you might be struggling with. Know when to clock off. Employees should know which hours they are expected to be contactable, and clear boundaries should be in place. Trust your team. Trust your colleagues and co-workers to do the jobs they are trained to do. If you're a manager, encourage open communication and offer support where needed. Employers, here's what you can do to help your people combat burnout. Here follows advice for employers. Be sympathetic and listen to problems staff may have. Staff are overworked and stressed. Pace deliverables and deadlines. Don't micromanage and do not constantly check up on your workers. Trust that your team will do what is needed. When workers can plan ahead, they can adjust their work pace, which will greatly help them prevent burnout. Don't give last-minute deadlines and have immediate, unrealistic expectations of staff to perform immediately, no matter the day or time. The situation we are in requires that managers and teams really focus on advanced planning to relieve stress and remove last-minute projects and deadlines. When possible, stay away from talk of retrenchment or dismissal and the idea that the hardest worker will survive. Rather, encourage healthy working conditions and give support where needed. Ease employees' fears about returning to the workplace. Make sure procedures that minimize the risk of exposure to COVID-19 are in place and that workspaces are prepared to receive employees safely. This requires that the company follow government regulations for safety gear and equipment, as well as the regulations set for physical distancing. Have your employees work in shifts and have different arrival times. Allow employees to work from home where possible. We know the economy has taken a knock, but our most valuable asset is our people. They are the ones who will help rebuild the economy. Employee assistance programs are key to promoting employee well-being. If both employees and employers work together, we can overcome the economic and financial stresses that COVID-19 has caused to individuals, companies, and the greater South Africa.